it's FriYay. Come on over. Come on over to my house. Let's go. Who's here? Who is here? Who is spending some time with me today? I see people's, and there's my girl Yvonne. Pinkies up. Hi, Kathy. And Catherine. Kathy just joined us for Hot Melt Club. I'm so excited. And there's Kathy Wheeler. Yay! Hello, Rebecca. And Elizabeth. There's my Yolanda. I'm good. How are you? And there's Marguerite. And Joanne. FriYay. Denise. Hello. Hi, Eileen. Look at you all marching in here. Hi, Diane and Gwen and Martha. Hello. Hi, Heidi. Kathy, hello. Hi, Mia. It is FriYay. I'm so glad. And there's Lane. Thanks. I appreciate your sharing. And Jennifer and Suzanne. Suzanne, if you need help, send an email to Saving Dinner, support at Saving Dinner. We'll get you your sprint. There's Jillian and Suzanne. Let's see. Oh, look at Maggie. She's lost 4.5 pounds and 7 inches already. Yeah, and we're not even done till Saturday. Saving Dinner. Tanya's here. So's Rita, another new member. The link doesn't work for you. We'll get you fixed up. There's my girl Cassie and Lucy and Anita. We'll get you fixed up. You send in that email and I'll tell you what, we'll get it done today. That's right. Because that's how fast and speedy we are. We like to make sure everybody's, for whatever reason, sometimes we get problems, you know. It's just crazy, crazy town. Hi, Faye. Sometimes, for whatever reason, your browser just won't work, or there's a pop-up, block-up. I don't know. I'm glad your whole family loves it. Hi, Norma. Your whole family loves hot melt soup. It's good stuff. I love that. It's good stuff. I just finished mine yesterday. I need to make some more. Hello, Margot. Another one of our Take Back Your Life members. Good to see all of you. Yay! And you know what I have to do to celebrate today? Tomorrow at this time, you're going to be seeing me with my hair done, ladies. I am so excited. I found a new hairdresser right here in town. She only takes one at a time, wears a mask, and the whole thing is open. So I'm excited about that. We'll see. I'll let you know how it goes. Hi, Doris. Good to see you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone, and good morning if you're on the other side of the world. It's good to see you all. I'm so glad you're here. Well, I love Fridays. Fridays are FriYays because we just celebrate the fact that we're doing Q&A. So listen, if you do have customer service, I just want to add this in because one of the things that you guys get frustrated, and so do we, is you'll ask for customer service help on our Facebook pages and we might not see the comment. But I promise you, if you send it in directly to customer service, we're right there. We're going to take care of it right away. You are a priority. So if you go to support@savingdinner.com and for any kind of customer service, that's the way it works. You know, we are on it and we're in it to win it. We want to take care of you. You're important to us, really important. And that's why, you know, we do all the things that we do. We do a lot and we're always, always making sure that you're well taken care of. Norma's asking, which salt is better if I can only have 800 milligrams of sodium? Go with pink salt always, because just a teeny tiny sprinkling is going to give you that salty taste, and it has a lot of micro minerals, and it's really good stuff. Okay? Who else is saying this? Somebody else was. Susanna said she's having a great sprint and loving the hot melt soup. I am so glad. So many people have joined us for the hot melt sprint this time, and so many people have been completing it. I just want to say one thing. Don't let the weekend take you down. Just because the weekend's here doesn't mean that we need to go flying off the rails. It happens all the time. Anita, I don't know why it would keep going out. You're the only one who has said that. So I would say it's on your connection. Give that a look at your connection and do try the replay. I bet you anything that's going to help you out. So we haven't had any customer service people saying that it went in and out all the time. We haven't had any, and believe me, if we have issues, we hear about it. People are more than happy to tell us what didn't work and what does work. And it worked last night. We didn't have any complaints. Maggie, you can listen to it today. Yes, by the way, go to, yes, the email address is support@savingdinner.com. Always, for any kind of support, just think of the word support and think of Saving Dinner. Support@savingdinner.com. Any kind of customer service, I will help you out with that. Thank you, Norma. I'm glad you loved last night. And if you want to watch the replay, you can go to savingdinner.com/webinar. It's still there. They're going to ask you to register. And the reason that they do is they send you your link in the email. Okay. So take advantage of that. Take advantage of that. Good information. What a great group of women. We were there for the Q&A almost 2 hours for the whole thing, front to back. You don't, of course, need to stay there, but lots of really good questions, lots of stuff to really think about. And cheers. Here's to everybody. We had 10 new Hot Milk Club members join, 10. So I'm excited. Here's to your success. Here's to an incredible year. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go take a listen. savingdinner.com/webinar, and you can get all the good stuff. Lots of good stuff there. Please take notes. There's 10 actionable things that you can do. That's so good. I love that. That's Hot Milk Mix. And by the way, Hot Milk Mix is our supplement of the week. Buy 3 and get a 4th one free. Just put 3 in your cart, and we will throw in the 4th one. And if you put ships free in the promo window, we'll ship it to you free. As long as you live here in the United States, that's our only requirement, because, otherwise, have you seen what they do with all that shipping costs? Man, they can really nail you. And they hold it up in customs, and it's like you're doing a drug deal or something. So definitely, if we are happy to send it to you free, all 3 of it, just put 3 in your cart. The 4th one will be free. Will be free. And because of that, you will get to the place of being able to get a brand new Mindful mug. Do you see that? It says Mindful mug on one line, and then Pinky's Up cup. Is that the cute thing? I just think it's the cutest thing. This flavor is orangesicle. I'm calling it orangesicle. To me, it tastes like a creamsicle. One of the things that you can do with it too, this couple of things that I do with mine is I add a squeeze of lime for a different flavor. I add a squeeze of lemon sometimes. You can also use those little lemon powdered things. I can't remember. Marla's really big on those. I actually introduced her to them like 15 years ago. So don't forget, let's see, what else do we have? That Q&A is always on Friday. We only had a few questions, but if you have a question, send it in to support@savingdinner.com, and in that and in that little subject line, all you have to do is say, question for Leanne on Friday. I will take care of it for you. Okay? True lemon, that's right. There's true lemon, and there's true lime, and there's true orange too. So those things are great. And you can add it just a little, just to flavor it up a little differently. And here's another trick that I do. I will take this, and once I'm down to about the halfway mark, what I'll do is I'll add a little Pellegrino, and then it's all bubbly and delicious. Why not? Mix it up, make it fun, and just own it. But this is part of your hydration equation. And if you've watched if you saw my blog that came out this Tuesday on the hydration station, everything in there is going to help you out. Everything in there is going to give you what you need. And it's going to explain the whole reason behind hydration, and that hydration isn't just water, but it's also electrolytes, it's also fiber, and this is how we get that water into the cells. It's really great stuff. It is good with hot tea, Yolanda, and you know what? Marla does that she puts hot milk mix and like true lemon in her Wise Women's tea. Whatever turns your key is what I have to say. I like my Wise Women's tea completely plain. I've tried it with hot milk mix, but I don't know. I'm just like that. Here is our quote of the week. If you're collecting these, I've got a lot of people who collect these and write them down. The secret to change is to focus all of your energy, not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Don't you love it? That's Dan Millman. Good stuff. Great quote. I love it. You can take that to the bank. It's so true because what you focus on does expand. And if you're focusing on the wrong stuff, guess what? You're going to get that. It's just that simple. Sometimes it's hard to make that switch and turn it off. But you know what? I'm going to invite you into the place of expanding on the things that you actually want. And I double dog dare you to start thinking about what things you want and start talking about what it is that you want and start having that be a part of your conversation instead of complaining. Anybody here like to listen to somebody complain or whine, right? Have you noticed that? You know what I noticed with myself? And this is a confession. You know, I talk about complaining and whining, and then I find myself doing it. I mean, talk about, you know, you got one finger pointed here and you got 3 pointed back. And I just went, you know what, that's enough of that. And I was talking with Marlon, complaining about something, I don't remember. And then I said, you know what, I'm whining and complaining, aren't I? And she said, you sure are. You gotta drop it, you know? It takes energy to do that. It takes energy to do that. And that's not what I want in my life. Jennifer's asking, when is the tea coming in? It's on a slow boat from India. Sincerely, it just went out this week. I have absolutely no idea when it's going to get here. But I'm going to say it's going to be here. Kathy cracks me up. She said, I can get on my own nerves. I know what you mean. How do we do that? You know, this is an automatic pilot for some of us, isn't it? And automatic pilot's great for things like cleaning your toilet, making your bed, you know, getting through your routine in the morning of getting dressed and emptying the dishwasher, doing all of those things. Do that automatic pilot. Go to the subconscious place, play some music or whatever. But when you got to be in it, be present in your conversations. Be present in the things that you're trying to accomplish in your life. And recognize when this stuff comes up, you have the ability at any time to turn it off. So just FYI, guys, it's because we get a lot of emails saying, where's the tea? I want the tea. And I don't blame you. The tea is phenomenal. The Wise Women's tea is on its way. The decaf is still being decaffeinated. They do a water process. It takes a while, and it's still in there. And because of COVID and all that, they have very small amount of people working there. So, you know, there you go. That's just the way it is. We just have to be extraordinarily flexible, don't we? That's what I have learned. Because we thought we'd have our tea by now, mid-July. No, it probably won't be here until at least the beginning of August, maybe even mid-August. So we just deal with it. And I'm getting low on my tea, so chop, chop. Alrighty. So let's take a look then at our questions of the week. Today is Q&A, and like I said, don't forget, you have the opportunity at any time to ask me questions, right? Ask me questions. Nutrition, cooking, whatever. Just send them into support@savingdinner.com, and in that little subject line, all you have to do is put question for Leanne on Friday. And we'll answer that question. It's that simple. So let's pull those questions up, because they're right here. And we only had 3 this time. And you remember last week, we were like all about the questions. We were here for a whole hour and a half doing questions. I answered every single question that was thrown at us. So I had them all answered. Today, I'm going to answer all 3 of these and we'll be done. We'll have an early show. But I really strongly suggest if you have questions, and just, you know, again, that subject line is so important, because then they'll get to me and then I can answer them, and then you can keep the answer forever and ever because you'll have this video. All right, let's go with Lindsay. Lindsay is our first question, and she said, I had a question about toxins being released when you lose weight too quickly. Is it true you shouldn't lose weight too quickly, or precautions to take to make sure you lose weight the healthiest way? Thank you. Well, you know, that's a battle, isn't it? We've got a battle between the belly fat and the toxins in that fat. And, you know, I don't subscribe to this. I don't see the research that supports that toxins are being released too quickly when you lose body weight too quickly. And as a matter of fact, this slow and steady thing about losing weight and don't lose it too fast, or it's just water weight, or any of that is just absolutely bogus. And I'm going to let you guys up for a minute here. So pay attention. This is actionable. This is important. When you start to lose weight, the first kind of weight that you do lose is water weight. And that is because as you start to use up the glycogen in your liver, and you're changing from being a sugar burner to being a fat burner, which is a transitionary time, you need to use about 3 grams of water to use up that glycogen. So yeah, you're losing water weight, but you're also losing inflammation as you go. And when people poo-poo it and say, oh, it's just water weight, hey, it's something. It's inflammation. It's using up the glycogen. It's getting yourself to the place of healing, because we got to do that. We've got to do that. This is how we do it. And that fast weight loss, that's your body saying, okay, thank you. I'm going to lose this inflammation. I'm going to start losing the weight. And then as you transition from being a sugar burner to being a fat burner, there goes the fat. The belly fat is the next thing that you goes through. I don't know anything about those golly vinegar gummies, and I would just say if it has any sugar in them and if it has carbohydrates in them, skip them. Skip them entirely. I would say if you're going to do anything, let me see if I can show you this. This is my friends. We have this, I think, on our website. But these are friends of mine, Paleo Valley, and they gave me their apple cider vinegar complex, which is decent, you know. And you can find apple cider vinegar pills if you have to take it. If you can't take apple cider vinegar, then just go get the pills. Go get the capsules. Number 1. Number 2, anything gummy is usually going to be so much sugar and so much crap in there. It's just going to offset all the benefits. So there's that. But back to this whole thing about weight loss being too quick. Your body is going to set the pace. And the more weight you have to lose, and making that big transition from eating in a way that's you know, basically sugar bound with all the carbs and, you know, all the crap, versus shifting it all over to being a fat burner, there's going to be a fast, quick weight loss. It just happens that way because your body's going to dump immediately, start using up that glycogen, and that means using up that water and get rid of the inflammation. And then it's going to transition over into fat burning. And that's why I've had clients who are losing 25 pounds a month. Now, they've got more weight to lose than maybe you do. I don't know where you are on this whole trajectory, but if you've got 100 or more pounds to lose, you can lose, you know, 20 pounds a month. That's 5 pounds a week, you know. And what is that? That's just your body correcting itself. It corrects itself, and at some point, it does slow down. But, you know, we have all kinds of tricks in our little bag of tricks that we pull in. Dirty fasting, collagen loading, changing it up, exercise, more sleep, hydrating more. I mean, we can always go in and pinpoint, do an evaluation and see what's happening here. Now, in your fat is where you store toxins and heavy metals and all kinds of stuff. But again, that stuff's being whisked out of your body, especially if you've got your fiber on point with hydration, because fiber is what takes the toxins out. But fiber doesn't do a very good job if you're not hydrated, okay? And again, that hydration is all about the fiber and the electrolytes together with water and anything else that you drink, because everything counts. Yes, ma'am, that includes coffee, that includes tea, and I read that it's a diuretic and therefore you need to like double down on your water after you've drank a cup of coffee is old research. The new research that's out says that is bunk. So take that to the bank. I think that's the most delightful information out there. And you know what? I never believed it anyway. I was like, that's just ridiculous, because look how much water you'd have to drink. You know, if you had a couple of cups of coffee and all that water that you'd have to drink, for forget about it. So my whole thing is, do not worry about the toxins. The toxins will release. They will go and they leave and exit your body via exercise with your sweat or via pooping and peeing. Okay? Pooping and peeing. So the best place is sorry, we're going into this place, but it is poop, right? Fiber. Fiber, 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 fiber. Absolutely, all day long. Gotta have it. Your fiber is what's going to take it out of your body, because the fiber holds those toxins and take them out. Fiber takes out cholesterol. That's why that's so effective. And I always have with my clients, my coaching clients that have cholesterol issues, I make sure that they're, everything of course is on point. We got their diet on point and everything. We're not worried about low fat. We're not worried about having too much salt. We're not worried about all those things. You know what we concern ourselves with? We concern ourselves with hydration, fiber, and exercise, because that's what lowers cholesterol. I've done it. I've done it. My cholesterol is in the optimal range. Optimal. My ratios are in the perfect range, right? So that's what we need to do. That's how we get those things on point. We just make sure that we got the fiber up there. Now we want to get to about 30 grams a day, which is almost impossible, with eating, with the way that we eat, right? So I love Fiber Mender for this, because there's 10 grams of fiber in one scoop. That's going to do a tremendous job. But again, and I'm going to come back to you and say, remember if you've ever had a garbage disposal that didn't work and it had a bunch of stuff in there, you know what happens. It putrefies and gets stinky because it's not working. It doesn't matter how much water you're putting in there or whatever. In order to get fiber to work in your body, you need to be able to flick the switch and get the water going so that it all works its way through. Now, flipping the switch means that you're getting adequate fiber. You need to increase your fiber a little bit at a time. So if you're new and you kind of figured out, well, gosh, I was only getting maybe 5 grams of fiber a day, I would suggest that you do a half scoop of our Fiber Mender and start there. Certainly don't do 2 scoops of Fiber Mender, right, Jenny? Don't do that. And then you work your way up. Get what I say now, I've been saying a lot now, we talk about the target trifecta. We got fat, fiber, and protein, but it's fat, green fiber, and protein, because I want you to get a grip on the green fiber. Artichokes are one of the highest in very, very good fiber, right? Really strong in the fiber department. So I love that. Also, avocados, of all things. Not only are they good for you with fat, they have a trace of protein as well, but they're also high in fiber, and they're green. They're just such great little fruits. And it's the only fruit we eat in the hot milk sprint. Anyway, that's how the whole thing is. There's it's not true that you should like slow your weight down. I mean, that's crazy. What you should do is ride that wave as it comes, because there will come a time when things will slow down. Allow your body to do what your body wants to do. That's fantastic. Yes, you can use chia seeds, but chia seeds are not going to have quite the fiber. I mean, we're talking 10 grams of fiber here. And I'm not sure, chia seeds probably have 3 or 4, pretty sure. But yes, add them. Definitely add them. I eat them every single day. And in my collagen shots, and they're fantastic. Canned artichokes hearts are just fine. Yes, you can use them. But just take a look at the fiber. It's ridiculous. It just is fantastic. And there are different kinds of fiber, and fiber just works to pull toxins from the body, to keep the colon strong and healthy, and to keep the motility going, in your gut. Because you don't want food sitting there putrefying. It serves its purpose, and then it's time for it to leave. That's exactly how it is. It's like having a house guest for a week. They're like fish, only 4 days. That's enough. So anyway, that's how you lose weight the best. That's the healthiest, best way, is to work with your body by listening to your hunger hormones as well, eating when you're hungry, not according to the clock, stopping when you are satisfied, not full, drinking enough water, getting enough sleep, all of the things. These are all of the things. We line these things up. This is, it's all written out for you in the sprint. When we line all of these things up and we start taking seriously our stress levels, nobody wants to talk about that. Good grief, no. I mean, stress, whatever. You know, they just want the plan. Give me the plan. You know, if it was just all about the plan, we'd all have six-pack abs and be rich. We would. Because plans are a dime a dozen. I feel like mine's really good because it has all the science behind it. It's just very laid out for you. But there's a bazillion plans out there. And why is everybody struggling? And on the carousel of crazy, doing it over and over again with a different plan. It's not the plan. It's the mindset that goes with it. It's understanding and working with your body. It's becoming in touch with how your body works. I'm going to tell you something, that when you get into that place, when you get into that groove and understand that, you know, it's about you, it's personal. This is how you customize whatever it is that you're working with, and that you get it to work for you, and then you're off the carousel of crazy for life. It's everything. Because this kind of a mindset will work for whatever you're dealing with. Even food addictions. And I'm the queen of food addictions. Fought a lot of those demons myself. So I come from the place of having been there, done that. I don't come from this ivory tower of sitting there and saying, you need to do this. Because I've never had a weight problem. That's not the way it is. I've definitely had a weight problem. I used to be 237 pounds. So I am speaking from the place of understanding and knowing what it is to get to this place of losing weight. It can happen. But again, we have to honor our body's processes and we have to be a part of it. And then as we need to, we shake things up. It's very simple. Oh, listen to him. Gwen said, my doctor told me once I was losing too fast and it made me plateau because silly me, I listened to him. Well, Gwen, I'm going to just say this to everyone who wants to hear it, whether they want to or not. Doctors are good people. I'm not going to take that away from them. But MD does not stand for medical deity. Amen? The other thing is they've had less nutrition than I have. I've had way more nutrition than they have. And I've actually worked side by side with doctors in different clinics, different operations, different endocrinologists all over the place. I have doctors who have my plans in their office. So I've worked with doctors. They recommend, you know, some of my books as well. I've worked with doctors and I admire the doctors who say, you know, I don't know this much about nutrition, but you do, let's work together. And I've done that before in the past. So I would just say to you, be careful where you get your dieting information from or your nutrition information from. Make sure that they're qualified to give it to you. Of course I did. I always, you know, Lucy said, did you fire him? Good for you, Lucy. Lucy's been around a while. She knows how I feel about that stuff. Fire him. You know what? You're not a tree. You don't have to have, you know, keep with a doctor who's not going to support you. You can tell him, you know, to take off. You can say thanks, but no thanks. I'm out of here and go get a new doctor. It's shocking, isn't it? All right, this is from Catherine. She said, hi, Leanna, I'm making a purchase and wondering what my best choices would be in this instant. My husband is getting testing done, and it seems to be leading toward Hashimotos. I have L-glutamine in my cart, probiotics, InflaCrusher, Wise Women's Core 4, knowing he's going to need the D, B, and CalMag. What am I missing? I know you're familiar with this issue. What should I add or subtract from this order? Thanks so much in advance. Okay, so one of the big things that, and again, back to all of the new research that's out there, the collagen thyroid connection is amazing and will help him a lot. I would do a whole thing of collagen shots, definitely the L-glutamine, because you know, if you have Hashimotos or any other kind of autoimmune disorder, chances 99.9% positive that you're going to have a leaky gut. Just that's the way it is. And that's what L-glutamine does, is it takes care of the leaky gut. I would also add the fiber mender in there because one of the problems with Hashimoto's can be bad digestion. The fiber is going to help pull it through. So I would definitely add the collagen. I would definitely do the fiber, and I would have him set up on a situation where he's getting that collagen in on a daily basis. Also make your bone broth. Also get him hydrated. I would put a hot milk mix in there as well. Hot milk, you know, hydration is everything. Hydration means that your body is going to work optimally, or it's going to attempt to. It's going to certainly do a whole lot better than it did if it was dehydrated. So we need to go with that, and that's part and parcel of the hydration equation. Got to have that stuff in there. So those are the things that I definitely think that you should be doing, and have him take his probiotic at night so that it can do the work while you're, sleeping. And the InflaCrusher is fantastic. Wise Women's Core 4, all of them, definitely. I would probably just see how he does with the B-complex. He might need 2, but you will get the niacin rush, probably. Most people do. A lot of people, like 60% of the population, have this niacin sensitivity, and so you get the niacin flush and you feel all tingly and weird. Every time I take it, it's always like, the B's working. But it's methylated B, so that's what's the most important part. Also the D and the B, the D and the CalMag, those are a thing together. So that's what I would suggest for you, and I don't know if he is, belly fat oriented and has a lot of belly fat, need to work on that. I would suggest CLA Lean, or Get Lean CLA. We have it in the shop, by the way, and also Crave Crusher helps, as well as Leptofix if he's about losing weight. You didn't say that in here, but usually when people go and for Hashimotos, when I found out I had Hashimotos, I was over 200 pounds. So usually there's some weight issues involved, and that's stress on your body, and it also is a problem. Yes, belly fat, she says. Is calcium okay for him to take? Absolutely, 100%. I know it's so confusing out there, but CalMags are important for everybody. We all need good bones and strong, healthy everythings, and magnesium is also really good for the heart. So we're looking at belly fat and cooling down the system. InflaCrusher is going to help. I would even suggest at the very beginning, as he's going through this, give him an InflaCrusher at night as 2 when he goes to bed. So the probiotic and the InflaCrusher as he goes to sleep. It's just going to give the body more to work with. But we need to cool down the system. Keep him all in that place. Keep everything cooled down. Get rid of the dairy and get rid of the gluten. Those are 2 big things for Hashimoto's folks. I'll tell you, it's insane. It is really insane. But what's really going to help him a lot is the collagen, getting that collagen in on a daily basis. It'll make him feel better. One of the things with Hashimoto's, anybody here who's ever had it, man, you can feel really crappy and like complete energy zap, the whole bit. So make sure that you're getting things in for the energy. The hydration is so critically important, and also feeding everything, feeding that little tired thyroid. All right, if you have any other questions about that, just let me know. But that's a really good start, for him. And again, it really depends on how big of a man he is and what other things he's dealing with. But I would do the Core 4 too, the CoQ10. All of us need help with our hearts as we get older. That CoQ10 is good stuff. This is from Paula, and she says, "Hi, Leanne, I have a question about Hashimoto's." Speaking of Hashimoto's, I've been diagnosed 13 years ago. I had nodules that ended up being cancer. I had my thyroid removed in 2009, and I know I don't have antibodies anymore since I've had the thyroid removed and radioactive iodine treatment. I've tested for the antibodies periodically to look for the return of cancer. All is well with that for over 10 years. My question is whether there are any supplements or dietary considerations I should take because of this. I take Thyroid is all as far as prescriptions go. Blah, blah, blah. I follow grain-free and mostly sugar-free. I do eat some fruit, so I get some sugar from there. Okay, so here's how much we want to do. All right? This is a big deal. Let me see if I have this made me feel like a new woman. This is WP Thyroid, and you can ask for this instead of the Synthroid. Remember that when you're taking Synthroid, you're taking a synthetic thyroid hormone. When you're taking WP Thyroid, you are taking a bioidentical thyroid hormone that comes from pigs, but it's most like humans. And the difference was night and day between, I was taking Armor, and the Armor just didn't, sometimes it seemed to work, sometimes it didn't. I had a brief period of time where I did take Synthroid because, the doctor, they couldn't get WP Thyroid. That was one of the problems. And also I had a doctor who said, oh, well, because you have an autoimmune disease, you should be trying this. Let's just try doing this. A friend of mine, she was a friend of mine who tried it, and I felt just so crappy for 30 days. I couldn't wait for the whole thing to be over. It was a bad experiment. So back to this whole thing, this is what balances you out. This, you know, we have to have good thyroid medication. And if you don't feel like your Synthroid's really doing the trick, just try a trial of 30 days on WP Thyroid and see how it works. Get your doctor to, you know, suck up to it. Do some, yeah, that's Synthroid. It's the same thing. I'm not in love with it. Everybody that I know has done so well on this. I would try this for 30 days. You can get a 30-day supply. And once you get that 30-day supply, see how it makes you feel. The thing that is so exasperating about an autoimmune disorder like Hashimoto's, it involves your metabolism, basically your control panel. This is it. This is the seat of your thyroid. Now, I found out I had a thyroid condition because in 90 days, I gained 30 pounds, 10 pounds a month. And I was saying, what's going on here? I was in my 40s. I was working out with a trainer. I was eating like a queen, doing all the right things, and I was just gaining weight. My face became round like a moon. And so I knew what the symptoms were. I went into the doctor and I said, I think I've got a thyroid problem. And she said, do you? Or have you been, just couldn't say no to the pizza? And I was so ticked. This is a woman, right? And I was so ticked with her. And I just was like, just do the test. And she did the test, of course, wanted to put me on Synthroid. And I said, let's not do the Synthroid. And at the time, I don't believe that WP Thyroid was out, or I didn't know about it, but I did know about Armor, and that was the one that I went on. Because I told her, that's what I want, and these are the reasons why. And I printed off stuff, and I gave it to her, you know? Yes, I fired that doctor. I got my prescription and I ran, and I fired that doctor, and I got somebody good. I got somebody who was going to listen to me. I got somebody who didn't. Oh, and she also wanted to put me on antidepressants because I said, this is depressing. Well, let's put you on antidepressants. Bite me, lady. No, that's not how you know what? I believe, well, this is sidebar. This is somebody who wants to just say, you know what? Shut up. Here, take this antidepressant. No, you know, we can feel depressed. I was depressed, 30 pounds in 3 months. Wouldn't anybody be depressed? Here's your thyroid, you know, give me my thyroid medication and just leave me alone, because I got the rest of this. I don't need you intervening and giving me all these medications. My cholesterol was out of control too. She wanted to give me cholesterol medication. My blood pressure went up a little bit. One time when we were in there, she wanted to give me blood pressure medication. And I said, wait a minute. White coat syndrome, let's take it in a half an hour when I've calmed myself down. Came back in a half an hour, it was back to normal. So here's what I have to say about this. When doctors want to put you on medications for life, have another test, get another opinion. Don't necessarily, this is not the way it should work. What needs to work is the way, what makes, you need to listen to yourself. Your intuition knows. Your intuition knows this isn't right. I knew when they were saying, well, maybe blood pressure medicine. I knew. I was like, no, I've never had a negative blood pressure medication reading. So you're telling me out of one time where it was a little bit high, you want to put me on blood pressure medication for life? Bite me. No. She didn't like me either, so it was a definite win-win. And I was gone. Just that way. Just that way. So, my suggestion, it's very simple on this, when it comes to your diet, pull the dairy, pull the gluten, absolutely 100%, and go big time on the grain. Go big time on the grain, kind of simplify everything for right now. Get your sleep. Your sleep is crucial and helpful and will help you to, you know, get this whole thing straightened out. The other, for your supplements, I am all about the collagen, and I know I know that the collagen has been absolutely crucial for my recovery. Listen, I have been in the place where I've had 3 huge thyroid nodules. 3. Have you, anybody here had a thyroid needle biopsy? Anyone? They take this turkey baster size needle and they come at your throat with it. And listen, you're looking at in terror because they don't numb it up. They don't do anything. They're just sitting there, and they put that needle in there, and they're ultrasounding you at the same time, and they might move the needle around, and it is excruciating. I mean, I thought I was going to pass out, and I had 3. They had to do 3 like that. It was ridiculous. Kathy said she's done it, and it is horrible. It was the most horrible thing. And I will give you all something that you can take to the bank. If anyone ever says to you, well, you've got these nodules and they need to be biopsied, I want you to do this, okay? Do not go to just your standard radiologist. Go see a head, neck, and throat guy. Find out how many they've done. Because if they come back to you and say it was inconclusive, they'll want to start taking your thyroid out. Stop it. No, you're not taking my thyroid out if you don't have a diagnosis. Stop. So go and see a throat, an ear, nose, throat specialist, neck and throat guy. The guy that did mine, it was just by God's grace that I got him. The guy that did mine, he said, and I said, how come people have so many inconclusive ones? And he said, because they've got the wrong person doing this. He said, I do 3 or 4 of these a day. And I've been doing this for 40 years. And I was like, okay, dude. And he said, the reason why they're inconclusive is because they miss the nodule. So keep that in mind. If anybody ever says to him, you've got thyroid nodules and you need to do a biopsy, tell them you don't want the general radiologist doing them who maybe does 1 or 2 of them a month. You want somebody who's done 1 million of them. Okay? There you go. See, yeah, there it is, Karen. And you know, and my heart goes out to you, honey. You know, having a thyroid thing is a big deal. It can completely ruin your life. But I am telling you, if you advocate for yourself and if you get the correct testing done and you start to take care of the things that you can on your side with a good dialed-in diet, getting your rest, getting your hydration, doing all these things, and bringing down the stress level. Because stress really, how did we get this in the first place? It came from stress. It came from stress. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to really dig into this, really dig in and start looking at what's going on in my life. What needs to take care? What needs to be taken care of? Dial in your diet, dial in your stress, and watch how much stress you're putting on your body even with your exercise. Because I was doing hardcore, all kinds of stuff, and I brought it down to gentle. That's when I lost all the weight. I brought it down to gentle, and I just did consistent things every single day. I gave myself a whole lot of loving and a whole lot of breaks, and that's what made it happen. And understand, too, that when you have an autoimmune disease, having another one pop up is pretty common. So we've got to get on to this, and that needs to be a focus of yours, like your life depends on it, because it does. You know, they'll tell you, it only gets worse. That's what I was told. You'll never lose the weight. You're always going to be like this, that, and all kinds of stuff that didn't support what I wanted in my life. And I said, forget it. I'm not going to go this way. I'm going to take control of my life. That's when I found Alan Christensen. Alan Christensen is my doctor. He's in Arizona, and he and I we're besties. We've been friends for years. But he looked at it and he said, you know, you have Hashimotos. No one told me that. I'd had what they just said is I just had hypothyroidism. They told me that, but nobody tested me before and told me that I had antibodies. And I'm going to tell you right now, hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's are 2 very different things. So when you have your thyroid checked, ask them for this, okay? Norma's going to have her thyroid checked on Monday. Ask for all the tests, not just a TSH. Ask for a full panel plus your antibodies test. That's what you need to do, Oh, Kathy. You know, oh, whatever. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm going to get myself in big time trouble, but let me just say, becoming your own advocate and doing your own work on yourself is what takes you to the place of being in remission. I did that. There is a video of me having my thyroid ultrasound done by Alan Christensen, and he said they're gone. Those nodules are gone. How about that? They said it couldn't happen. I did it. I did it. Yeah, no, of course, there was no cancer. Very blessed with that. But those big nodules, everything about it hurt. Everything was tender and hurt. But I felt great when I started taking on my... I'm still a little sensitive. I don't like to wear turtlenecks anymore. I'm still a little sensitive with my thyroid, but the nodules are gone. And you can do this yourself too. You can do it yourself. Everything has to be taken in under consideration. You know, you got to look at your diet. You got to look at revving up that nutrition to the nth degree. I strongly suggest that you get collagen in there and that you get fiber in there. Our perfect paleo protein and fiber mender are two have-to-have things. I would also suggest hot melt mix. The reason why is the hydration. When we get hydration into the cells, our cells run better. And then therefore, we're creating better cells as we go, right? And then sleep. You got to get to bed early and you got to get that sleep. Whatever you need to do to get the sleep, do it. Because this is when your body heals and repairs itself. It is incremental. It's on a daily basis. Consistency is everything. And it's funny how the whole thing turns around. I couldn't believe what happened with me. You know, when they had my TSH done, I was at 8, almost 9, which is ridiculous. You want it to be, you know, under 1, under 2. It was just ridiculous. But I'm telling you what, I felt phenomenal. I started to feel a little bit better every single day. Started losing the weight every single day. And I just kept going and kept doing and dialing in and making myself feel better. The better I felt, the more energy I had. The more energy I had, the sky was the limit. And here I am all these years later. I mean, I don't know how many years it's been. It's probably been a good 3, maybe 4 years now where I was declared in remission, but I felt, you know, fabulous. I felt fabulous way before then. So I just want to say to you that there is a lot of support there for you. I would also recommend the Core 4 for everyone because the Core 4 have all the supplements and they've been designed for most women who are missing out on these particular, you know, vitamins and all of it. It makes all the difference in the world. It makes all the difference in the world. When you get your vitamin D levels up, your immune system goes up. When you've got CalMag in place, you're taking care of all your muscles and your bones and all of that. And the vitamin D helps with that. When you're taking CoQ10, you're taking care of your heart. You know, that is just incredible. And then the second thing, the last one, of course, is your B complex. I call that the buffer zone. When you've got your B complex, that's the first thing that takes the beating when the stress comes. It doesn't attack your body, all right? So I know that was long-winded and I kind of got on my little Hashimotos soapbox, but listen, having been there, done that, and gotten the t-shirt, all I can say to you is this is the way. Oh, good grief, 38. Denise said the Core 4 was a life changer for me. It is. When you give your body what it needs and you're taking your supplements with your food, your body's saying, oh, all this food with all these vitamins in it that I need. And your body uses that. It takes it, you know, utilizes it. It's, you know, we don't do crappy vitamins. We've got really good stuff here, and it's all based on the latest research. They're our own. You're not going to find anything out there that's like ours, because these are our own supplements. They are formulated with a formulator and me and the latest research. That's how it did. And it took us 4 months to get them right. And they're here. They're all in our shop. And so go shopping. Take advantage of it and get what you need. And remember, our hot melt milk mix, this is game changing. Whoops, right there. Yep, there it is. It is game changing. I love this stuff. It hydrates you and makes you feel good. And especially if you are going from being a sugar burner to a fat burner, this will change your life. And also to remember, if you buy 3 and get 1 free, we'll put the 4th one in the cart, in the box for you, and you will get the new Mindful mug. Isn't it the cutest darn thing? Oh yeah, Kim, you don't want Dr. Pepper. I have energy drinks. Yeah, I do. This will give you energy. This is everything. It's got electrolytes in it. It just, you know, here's the thing. Understand that your cells have an electrical charge. This is what electrolytes do. It pops them up. It's helpful. It helps with that electrical charge. And when the electrical charge is low, it's not going to help you. Look at that. Norma said the Core 4 was a changer for me. Only been a few weeks. That's so great. All right, so that's what we have for you today. Tomorrow I will see you for Soulful Saturday. If I got something for you too. Man, oh man, you're going to be wanting to be here. And for those of you who share these videos, thank you for that. You know, you guys are everything to us, and we do everything in our power to hold you up and to give you everything that you need so that you can have a successful health journey. That's what we're all about. That's what we're all about. And so if you have questions, you can send them in. If you want to be a part of our sprint group, it's free. We've got all kinds of things for you. Get on our email list if you aren't already. Go to savingdinner.com and just put your name in the thingy, and we'll send you a free menu for the week too. I love you guys, and I appreciate you so, so much. Thank you so much for being here. And oh, don't forget, if you want to go look at the webinar, savingdinner.com/webinar, you can watch the replay. It was a good stuff last night. We had a lot of really good ladies there. Peace out. Take care.